This is SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports show. Coming to you from Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
It's been a crazy, unpredictable sports week.
It has.
Which suits us fine. We
Always.
love the weird, we love the odd. Sound Off, that's what we do at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. Of course, Sound Off presented by L'Auberge Casino Resort. Kevin Guidry,
Yes.
the parade marshal of odd unpredictability.
Always on task.
Because you never know what you're going to say.
Always on task. Always on
Scooter
task.
Hobbs, I don't know, the king of pet peeves. You got a pet peeve this week? I'm sure it's going to come out.
Oh, my
Cheryl
goodness.
here, I'm the captain of chaos.
No.
I just get us through the
just-
turbulence of life.
Look.
All right, look, we've had a lot going on. The NCAA has crowned the men's and women's basketball championship. We know about LSU losing in the Elite Eight, Caitlin Clark final game at Iowa. But guys, let's start with the women because holy smokes, we're now talking about women's basketball over men's college basketball, and we'll have Will Wade on the show in just a little bit.
They have more viewers, Rick. I can promise you that.
Has South Carolina unbeaten, winning the crown over Caitlin Clark? She fails to win the national championship again.
38-0.
38-0. Are they getting their enough due? I got to question that.
I think they
South
probably
Carolina.
used that, and it's obvious they were the best.
Oh, no
There's
doubt.
no doubt about
They
it.
were
Like
the best
UConn was
women.
How do
obviously
you go
the best team.
undefeated, man, in the whole season?
But everybody got caught up in the Caitlin Clark mainly, and then the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, yep.
Which was probably overblown, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was
It
fun.
was last year's championship game. That's what made it big.
I never thought I'd be saying that I enjoyed the women's game more than the men's.
18.7 million viewers.
That's more than men's, Rick.
Close to 19
More than
million,
the
the
NBA
highest
playoffs.
rated basketball
That's-
game in television history since 2019.
That's too much.
All right, that was the women's game. That was Iowa and South Carolina, gentlemen.
That's too
And
much.
Will Wade will be on this show, and he'll talk about the women's game was just unbelievably entertaining, and it was.
It was. There's no doubt about it. And I mean, for good reasons.
And it was good basketball.
When we watched women's sports before, we just always looked at it as being, women's was
It
just,
hasn't been that good.
It hasn't been that good, but
No,
Rick,
it has.
it's entertaining, man, because you got so many personalities out there now. Angel
Star
Reese, the
power.
Bayou
Star power.
Barbary. Where did that come from?
And Flo J.
Bayou
Johnson.
Barbary.
Don't forget about Flo J. Johnson.
Flo J's got a new single coming out. It ain't my fault. I mean, it's just too much going on. And lo and behold, the leader of this ship, Kim Mulkey, is getting deals everywhere, man.
Great segue.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
What?
Perfect segue,
Coca-Cola
Kim
paid her.
Mulkey. All right.
Oh,
No,
my God.
let's talk about the women's game.
Right.
Did you see Saturday Night Live open? You know how they do the opening of Saturday Night Live?
Funny. Check it out.
It was hilarious. They opened
Are
with
you
a skit
serious?
with Kim Mulkey.
Yeah,
I
they did the
missed it.
whole
With her, with
Charles
somebody
Barkley,
playing. It
Kenny
was
Jett.
hilarious.
Yeah. And then they had a comedic
Barkley
actress playing Kim
acted
Mulkey.
like he never heard of the men's game.
Yeah, it was funny.
was
Check it out on YouTube.
I have to check it out.
Do a Google search.
Earlier in the week, we talked about the Governor Landry rant against the national anthem. Are you surprised that Kim Mulkey, as far as I can tell, has not come out and said anything? She has not made a public comment.
She kind of did when she said, "What is all the uproar about? We weren't protesting."
But she didn't come
anything."
firing out against the governor.
Well,
So maybe it's a fight you can't
It's a
win.
new governor.
Yeah.
Even Kim Mulkey, I guess, got to pick her battles.
Yeah.
And that was an unfair position to put LSU officials in.
Exactly.
And really, all the state's coaches,
Yeah.
when you think about it, it wasn't
No.
just LSU.
Everybody.
He wants scholarships yanked.
Everybody.
I mean,
Back to LSU.
he's off to a bad start. put it
On that
way.
front, anyway.
Because it got a lot of publicity, which he seemed to enjoy, but I think there'll be backlash.
I don't know, Kevin, I don't know about this whole LSU basketball women's narrative of being the black hat and the villains.
No.
I mean, they were just passionate, played great basketball year-round. Come on.
Rick, come
Yeah,
on
they're
now.
not villains.
But you kind of
No,
build your
I don't-
persona.
I don't buy
when You
that.
got
I didn't
You
I
got
didn't
a
see it.
coach who's not afraid to say what's on her mind. It's going to rub people the wrong way. Her fans love it, of course. you know, outside fans, not so much. That's fine.
I don't
she
mind
doesn't mind
it.
wearing that hat.
I just think, Rick, you got a group of women now, young women now, that are different. You got a different breed, Rick, now. They're competitive. I mean, they're superstars.
They're expressive.
I mean, yes, and they want to make sure that their name is being called, regardless. I mean, it's a different breed.
Gamecocks coach Dawn Staley. And did you love the emotion after
no doubt.
winning?
She's real.
She could barely speak.
She's real, man.
If you don't think these coaches, like a Dawn Staley and a Mulkey and even a Will Wade, who's coming up later on in the show,
real.
if you don't think these people put heart and soul and sweat, blood, and tears in their jobs, look at Dawn Staley after that game. She's won national championships before.
You know,
she could barely speak. She was so
The thing
emotional.
I like about her, Rick, she's real low-key. She's not flashy. I mean, she loves her players. And I tell you what.
Well, she's grabbed a few headlines in her life.
Yeah, but she's not. She's at the LSU game, she had a warm-up on.
Yeah, well,
and Adidas warm-up on.
She lets her players, and she said that, I've got to let these young people be themselves.
Yeah.
But give them structure.
Give them structure.
Give them structure.
And I tell you what, she's got some players.
Great.
She's got two of the best freshmen, I think, in the country.
I think
that's
she's
there.
Great. Look, John Calipari hijacked the whole NCAA tournament with his decision, but UConn winning the national, guys, back-to-back is hard to do.
Rick, nobody was going to beat UConn, man. I'm sorry.
Hard to do. What's not hard to do is grab a great meal at the Max Bar and Grill at the National Golf Club in Westlake. Look, they will satisfy every hunger pain you have. Steaks and burgers of your choice, seafood or salads, your choice, po' boys or gumbo, again, your choice, and so much more. Relax at the Max Bar and Grill with live action 7 days a week. Don't forget about those great weekend brunches as well.
If it's a
Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles.
Story worth telling? It starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at L'Auberge Lake Charles.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling than Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
What's bugging you? Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
We are back at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. SoundOff, of course, presented by the Legal A-Team of Lundy Law and Lake Charles and by locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana. We want to continue our conversation with McNeese basketball coach Will Wade. A lot to get to. I know sometimes you still have a lot of hair. You can pull your hair out with all the rumors. Let's set it straight. Will Wade is coaching basketball for the McNeese Cowboys for a second season.
Yes.
This year. Okay. That's it, right? Yes. That's all.
I've said it 100 times. People don't
maybe
listen
1,000
to
times.
me.
Maybe 1,000 times.
Don't
and you were asked about that at the NCAA tournament, and you had that phrase.
Again.
I'm the coach. I plan on being the coach of the McNeese Cowboys.
Multiple times.
Well, I believe you when you say, you're not leaving now. But let's assume one day you will, probably. the way the Arkansas rumors took off on the internet. Let's say you do go to a Power 5 school. Would you be interested in going back to the SEC, or would you rather go out west?
I don't look at it like it's what conference it is. It's really the school, the situation, the support that they give for basketball. One thing I've been fortunate here is we've got great alignment with athletic director and our school administration, and so that part of it's really, really important. As long as they're in, I don't look at it like Power 5 as much as a multi-bid league. Like anywhere you go as a coach, you want to increase your odds, right? We're in a sports book. You want to increase your odds. So there's a narrow path to the NCAA tournament for us here at McNeese. Now, it's not as narrow as a lot of one-bid leagues because we host the conference tournament, and if you come in top 2, you got to win 2 games on your home court. So it's not as narrow as some of those other leagues. But if you can give yourself a better opportunity by going to a league that gets multi-bids, I think that's what you're looking for. Now, whatever situation it is in that league, that's where you got to figure out if it's something that you think you can work with or not.
Is there anything the Southland could do to become a 2-bid league?
Be tough because some of the teams have to play so many bye games, and you don't have enough higher quad opportunities in league to build a resume, and you don't have enough opportunities out of league to build a resume because a lot of these teams have to play so many guarantee games and just go on the road and get smashed.
So you basically have to go into every season here thinking you can do whatever you want in the regular season. You got to win that
tournament.
Yeah, but that's part of it. But then the non-conference does matter. Look, an 11 seed wins 38% of the time. A 12 seed wins 35% of the time. A 13 seed wins 22%. Like there's a massive difference between 11 and 12 or a 13 and a 14. Like there's a massive difference in the percentages of who wins. So it does matter in terms of getting a good enough seed where you get a chance to win a game and where you're not in the play-in games in Dayton.
So let's say anybody else in the Southland had upset y'all in the tournament. They weren't going to be a 12 seed. They would have been.
Oh, they'd have been in the play-in games in Dayton.
Yeah.
They'd have been in the play-in games.
And look, I got to throw this in because the viewers have to understand. And we had Tick Price on the show, and he was, lauding you as this basketball savant, and the numbers
he
that
must
you
not know me very well.
No, but the numbers you keep, we hear it all the time at your pressers. The percentages here, you can get a job here at the sportsbook if you really wanted to get out of coach. But you really rely on the analytics. You seem to know what percentage, a 3-point shot from that part of the floor, you're going to hit it 32% in a halftime, right? But you really rely on that.
Yeah, look, you've got to use, I tell our staff all the time, in God we trust, all others bring data. I need data for. If you're going to tell me something, bring me something to back it up.
Yeah.
Don't just tell me what you think. Like, why do you think that, and what numbers back it up? Now,
and a lot of it depends on your personnel.
That too. Like you've got to use the data as a guide, but it's not a foolproof method on how. I think people that use data this is just an absolute that this is what we're going to do every time because the data says this. I think you get in trouble. But
you're not Billy Bean in Moneyball in the Oakland A's.
No. You still got there's still baseball's different than basketball. You've got to fit personalities together in a locker room.
Yeah.
There's a lot different. So the numbers could say one thing. I got a staff meeting this afternoon where we're talking about recruiting and kind of fitting the right 4 to 5 pieces together and how everything fits together. And that's part of our conversation is, all right, which of these guys is going to be a leader? Which of these guys is going to be a good locker room guy? If we take this kid's a little bit more of a wild card. His attitude's going to be a little wild. All right, so who do we have that can rein him in and get him to do what we want? So you've got to fit all that part of it together because that part's more important than basketball, than football, baseball, any of those other sports. It's much more important than basketball.
Coach, when you look at the game as where it's at today, how big is the 3-ball? I mean, can you offset the 3-ball by having big guys inside and just work it from there, or is the 3-ball gonna always put you behind the 8-ball?
I mean, the 3-ball is one of the most efficient shots. So even like Purdue, they threw it into Edey all the time, but they kicked it out for open threes all the time as well.
As Gonzaga did.
Yeah, as Gonzaga did. I mean, look, the Gonzaga game was the exact opposite of what has to happen. The underdog has to make a bunch of threes, and the better team has to mitch a bunch of threes.
What's that like as a coach? to sit there and they make three.
Can't stop it.
It's pretty helpful. I mean, look,
what are you supposed
there's
to
some
do?
luck involved in it, but we gave them
Sure.
open looks, and they had good
Yeah.
shooters, and we were too far out on some of our trapping
Yeah.
and some things like that. But look, I mean, they had good shooters and a good team and good players, and we weren't ready for the moment. Look, they looked like a team that'd been there every year for 25 years.
Yeah.
We looked like a team who hadn't been there in 22 years. I mean, that's just what it looked like. But the three ball is huge. I mean, look at a team like Alabama, you know, that really relies on that. But you can't just rely on the three ball. You got to be able to drive the ball, get fouled, score around the rim. And so, you know, but the three ball, everything plays off of that because it opens up driving lanes. It opens up a lot of different things that allow you to have an efficient offense.
Is the mid-range jumper a dead art?
Not dead, but I mean, look, I let our guys shoot it. If you can shoot it at a pretty good clip, it's still a relatively efficient shot. But you know, the people who go strictly by the numbers, like, look, if you're playing Purdue, they're going to give you the mid-range jump shot. In my estimation, a mid-range jump shot against Purdue is better than driving it in there and getting your stuff swatted by Edey. At least you can get a shot off and give yourself a chance. And so, you know, I think it's based on the, you know, based on the circumstances.
Let me call a timeout. We're going to get back to the sportsbook with Will Wade. Stay right there. More to come.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Hey, mister, are you a Roto-Rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling than Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you? Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
Welcome to SoundOff, coming to you from the Sportsbook at LaBear's, continuing our in-depth conversation with Cowboys head basketball coach Will Wade. Going back to the earlier, I remember one of the first pressers, you know, with you had the guys on the floor. I asked you about mid-range shooters because the year before they got, and you square at me, Rick. We don't shoot mid-range jumpers. You want to shoot threes or drive to the hole and get a bucket.
We'll shoot a few. Garcia.
You hate mid-range jumpers.
I don't hate them. I don't hate them, but the numbers would say most. I mean, Garcia for us is a very, very good mid-range shooter.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we let him shoot some. Like he's a very good mid-range shooter, and he's not a very good finisher. We got to work on finishing in the off season here and get him better finishing around the rim and completing plays at the basket. And so for him, you know, a mid-range or a floater is a little bit better shot than going in there and getting it blocked at the rim. And so, you know, it's a lot of it's circumstantial based on the personnel. Everybody likes absolutes. You should always do this, or you should never do this. There's best practices that maybe you should sometimes do this and sometimes do that, and it's not all in a vacuum where it's every time he should drive it to the basket. Well, if he gets blocked 4 out of every 5 times to the basket, you should probably try something new.
That's no good.
Hey, we're going to get on a lot of Cowboy basketball with you, but look, UConn repeats as national champ. 6 titles since 1999. 3 head coaches to do it. I mean, let's give them their due. They're a new blue blood, right? UConn is
as good as they've been the last 25 years.
They have.
I mean,
that is very good.
6 titles.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. 3 different coaches, 6 titles.
And winning back-to-back is hard to do.
It is.
Almost
What Coach
impossible.
Hurley's done is just phenomenal. and he's been absolutely outstanding there. And look, they've got great support. I know their athletic director, David Benedict, well. He was with me at VCU. He loves basketball. He wants to win in basketball, and he gives those guys every bit of support that they need.
Wow.
And I don't look. It's not going to slow down. He's got a really good evaluation system for guys that fit his system, guys that fit what he wants, and he gets them playing well together. And I mean, they're just steamrolling people. I mean, they steamroll through the tournament. They won every game by double digits.
23-point margin.
Yeah, I mean, just insane.
Well, let's go to another blue blood. We were talking about Calipari, Kentucky on Tuesday's show. I have a little bit of a theory. And it's no secret when Calipari got to Kentucky, he embraced what's known as the one and done. At Kentucky, you can recruit that kind of player. And he embraced that and all. Will that be even tougher to do with the portal, where teams can be more complete teams, but also more veteran teams, going up against maybe more talented, but freshman or sophomore?
Yeah, I think
Will that make it even tougher to do that?
Yeah, I think that's part of what Coach Cal's run into at Kentucky. A lot of these guys are getting older, more veteran teams, and he's kind of stuck with the younger, go get freshman model. I mean, you look at their game against Oakland in the NCAA tournament. I mean, the freshmen made some mistakes. I mean, they gave that kid all those open threes on the wing and made some critical mistakes defensively that maybe a veteran team wouldn't have made. And so I think you got to have a balance. You got to have a balance of some really talented young guys, but you got to be able to play those young guys, because if you don't play the young guys now, they're gone.
That's a conundrum.
They're out of there. So you got to get one or two of them that you can play, and then the rest of them that you get through the portal and get a little bit older.
Yeah. Coach, when you look at it, you coming here to McNeese, and it's just, you're the talk of the town, man. What do you think from last year to this coming year, do you think could be even on, you sitting here right now, so you're going to guarantee me 25 games, right?
You said you were out of the prediction
You're going to guarantee me 25
I'm out of the
games,
prediction.
No more prognostication.
We're going to have a better team. Now, I don't know how many games we're going to win. You got to have a lot of stuff go right to win 30 games. I mean, that's really, really hard to do. But we're going to put together a more talented, better team, and then we got to coach them up and do what we do. And look, we got to have a team that's built a little bit better look, everybody was so excited to get to the NCAA tournament. It was something new, and I tried not to ruin the fun for everybody, but I knew it was going to be a tough. I knew it was going to be a challenge. But now the trick's not to get there; it's to get there with a chance to win a game. And so that team's going to look a little bit different. And look, that team may not be quite as successful in league play, because we're going to have some bigger bodies. We're going to have some guys that maybe don't work as well in our league. But we've got to know that we got to win 2 or 3 games on our home court, and then that we'll be better built for March when we get to March.
And we've talked about it, explain to us how you can bring 8 guys together that have never seen each other, don't even know each other, to play.
Well, let me interject. You're going to do it again. Answer a couple of questions. You're going to bring in 4 or 5 new guys.
How do you do that?
We got 7 or 8 guys that are coming back. So we've got to add, 5 or 6 guys. So it's not look, and those guys.
But that first year, Coach, you had all new guys.
Yeah, we had all new guys.
They didn't know each other. Y'all played like y'all been together for 4 years, Coach.
Well, we had all new guys. They did a good job of listening and doing what we asked them to do, or trying to do what we asked them to do. But this year, look, I tell all the kids who come in, you become us. We don't become you. So you're going to do what we want done. You're going to do it how we want it done, and that's just how it's going to be. And if you have any questions about that, ask the veterans. You may not like how we do things, but it's worked, and this is how we're going to continue to do things until you had a choice to go other places. You chose to come here, so when you choose to come here, you play by our rules. And so that's a pretty simplistic message, and
I think it's understood.
Hammer it down.
You figure it out real quick, or you sit on the bench.
McNeese head basketball coach Will Wade has joined us here at the Sportsbook at LaBeche. We can't let you go without talking about the women's game. The ratings. I mean, the highest.
Did you get to watch?
I watched them. I watched the LSU Iowa game, and I watched the Iowa South Carolina game, the championship game. My daughter's a gymnast. I mean, she was watching every minute of both those games.
I actually found the women's tournament more compelling this year. I really did. I don't
That's
know
the first
why.
coming from you, Scooter.
I know.
It was.
That's the first.
It was incredible and great for the women's game just to have so many high-level matchups. And I mean, South Carolina was the best team all year. And they got tested a little bit in the tournament. I mean, Oregon State tested them. NC State tested them a little bit. I mean,
the national championship game was better than that final score.
Correct. But Iowa, just an incredible run. They just didn't have quite enough around Clark, especially inside. Especially inside.
Final 20 seconds. Great segue, Caitlin Clark. Can she be in the GOAT conversation in your world without a national championship?
Oh, I don't get into all that stuff.
Nah, I didn't think you would.
I know she's an excellent player, and she did a lot to progress the women's game and to progress interest in the women's game, and so I don't think you can underestimate that.
I think though she didn't have the greatest game in that championship. Did you see how she passes?
She does pass well. We appreciate you coming in.
Always.
That's going to do it for us.
Thank you,
We'll see you down the road.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling than Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.